What's going on out there, Junkies? Welcome back to another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. I'm your host, Kenshiro. Today, the guys and I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't really see often, and it's not talking about the talent overall of the actor themselves, but when they're kind of cast against their type. Think of Kevin Hart, who is normally a comedian, getting cast to be somewhat like an action star in Borderlands, or you think about Robin Williams and his turn as a serial killer in 1 Hour Photo, or of course the great Denzel Washington playing Alonzo in Training Day. Nobody saw that coming. So we're going to talk about examples of that and whether they've been good, whether they've been bad. We also got Daito's NFL picks for this week. We also got a bunch of other stuff that we want to talk about. But introduce who's going to be on the show with me today. My friends, the great Adakuji GQ and Simon Says, what's up?
Hello, everybody.
How you like what I did there? Simon Says, what's up?
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I like that.
You were supposed to say what's up, but you didn't. Just saying. Just saying. I might keep that next time, actually. Sharita Jackson, what's up to you out there over on Facebook? We are live on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. So get in where you fit in. Enjoy us where you most feel comfortable. We'll see all your messages and display them on the screen. If we see the Marcus Smith checking in over on Facebook, good to see you as well. Amarak, you sent me the invite. You wanted to be on the show. We sent a reply back, but you didn't answer. So I don't know, man. You might want to stay by your phone if you really want to be on the show. Just saying.
You can't talk about that. We'll be sending you group text and you answer it like 5-6 hours later. Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, man. I got a damn jobby job. Don't get mad at me because I don't want to answer right away.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm away from my desk, I don't be able to answer anything. Yeah, I had just checked the damn thing. So I think Amaran's going to try and hurry up and get onto the show. But anyway, we got a few icebreakers I guess we want to get to. There's a few rumors out there concerning Spider-Man in the MCU in the next movie. Now that we know confirmed that the director of Shang-Chi is going to be doing it. So the rumors have been flying that Daredevil is going to be a team-up movie with Daredevil. We also heard a rumor that basically it's going to be a Tom Hardy Venom team up in the next Spider-Man movie. I've also heard stuff about Marvel is entering into contract talks to have Spider-Man appear in other Marvel movies. But what do you guys make of kind of like all these rumors and all this other kind of stuff?
Don't forget about that whole little spoiler. I guess they announced with Noel going to be in Spider or Venom 3. I was like,
yeah. See, okay.
I was like, man. I was like, damn it. I want to be surprised.
But if you think
They
about it, they should have surprised you. But if you think about it, in all of the comics lore that Venom has, this is all he's got left. Like literally, outside of Agent Venom, which I don't see them doing.
No, but that Null is all he's got. Yeah,
right.
Carnage.
Null is all he's got. That's it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of all these things that they're talking about with these rumors?
I mean, I personally would rather see the street level stuff because, Spider-Man, he's been involved in some really big, but as you know, I don't read the comics, but I know a little bit of it. And most of his comics, not necessarily all of them, are street level stuff, dealing with Kingpin, dealing with street level, especially in the beginning, apparently. But and if this Spider-Man is supposed to be the beginning, because he did all the big stuff already when Tony Stark was there, but at the end of the last movie, as we all saw, he went street level. His costume is handmade and all this other stuff. So I think it'd be kind of interesting to do street level. I don't really need to see him in any big epic stuff anymore, but that may not be good enough for the real fans.
Some people. Real fans, this guy says.
The real fans. I'm using real fans because those fans right there, they get all the bodies out of the experiences and shit when things don't go their way or whatever. So they get all butthurt. So those are the real fans. I'm not a real fan because I don't get butthurt.
I don't know. I would just prefer that they stop putting out rumors, putting out anything. Just movies coming out, go see it. You'll get surprised if something awesome happens in the movie. I don't mind. I mean, obviously, we love having the news and the possibilities and all that. Sometimes they talk too much.
Oh yeah,
Tom Holland talks too much. That's the problem.
And he's young, and I get it. It's
he's
one
young
of those
and
things.
exciting.
Yeah, but it's like as far as like official rumors and leaks and all, it's just drop the movie. Like I would love to go to a film and the trailer be sitting there like, the trailer hasn't like, for example, Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We all saw a couple of trailers and then I stopped. I was like, okay, I'm good. I understand that they spoiled Laura, which was silly in my opinion.
Stupid. Yeah.
But all of the other cameos that we got were just straight surprises in the theater. Like, whoa, I like that feeling. I love that feeling. I would rather have that 10 times out of 10 versus, okay, well, yeah, they said this was going to be it. And this, you go to the IMDb page and they've listed everybody. It's like, don't do that. Just make people go to the theater and get shocked and surprised and amazed right there in that awesome audience experience.
Make movie surprises great again, like literally. Make them great again, like, for real.
I mean, you know what they need to do that. All they got to do, go back and watch trailers from the 70s and 80s, and sometimes the 90s. If they start making trailers like that, they were just nonsensical. They don't they're trying to tell trailers now, trying to tell mini movies. It's like, no,
pretty much.
No, it's supposed to wet your whistle.
Wet your whistle.
It's not supposed, you're not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a sample at Costco.
Or it could backfire like that Highlander movie where, that's supposed to be in the movie, but in the trailer,
they lied.
That was a terrible.
They straight up lied. They straight up lied in that one.
They lied in that one.
Yeah,
so
they lied that one.
Hard.
Yeah.
We don't want to advocate for that. Like, we don't want them
not.
to lie to us. Although technically Marvel has been accused of lying with the whole Infinity War swap thing that they did. I didn't mind that.
I didn't mind that because all it was it gets you hyped. It got you hyped, like, bro, they about to throw down. It looks like they throwing down in Wakanda and this and that. Hulkbuster armor might be there.
The Hulk was there.
It got you thinking about it and all that. It was just like, once you got there, I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure I was not disappointed. So,
yeah,
we
weren't disappointed with the end result, but there's always them people that are like, man, I sure would have loved to seen that bum rush Thanos in Wakanda and see him wreck shop or whatever. That would have been fun. No lie, that would have been a lot of fun.
That's still basically what we got. Thanos did his thing in that first movie, man.
Oh, he did. Oh my goodness.
So
the fight on Titan was just so good,
dude. That was
so.
And that the only part of that even got quote unquote spoiled is because people leaked it at D23 when they showed him throw the moon or whatever.
Oh shoot, we lost
Daito. What happened to Daito?
Don't know what happened to Daito.
Check your camera feed there, brother.
Yeah, like he's out. So he dropped out of the stream. So I'm gonna go to three. I'm gonna go to the 3-man weave here. So all right, so other quick hitters we got. So over this weekend, I saw the Killers game this past week. I know it just dropped this past Friday, the Dave Bautista vehicle. So for me personally, I thought it was a very enjoyable movie, but it was kind of a paint by numbers type deal. It's your garden variety action film. There's no way they could really turn that into a franchise. I think it pretty much wraps the story at the end of it after it's all over. But it was full of, if you like a lot of flying body parts and gore, you're definitely gonna get that. Terry Crews was damn good in his role. Although he wasn't involved in like any really big action sets. So I guess because he's older, he wasn't really doing a lot of the heavy lifting and a lot of the stuff. He played like an assassin that was kind of like a sniper. He didn't really do a lot of hand-to-hand fighting stuff.
About Terry Crews?
Yeah, about Terry Crews. Yeah, so
that man is he's making that America's Got Talent money. He ain't trying to. He ain't
100%.
He ain't trying to. He's at that point now. Where he's like, yeah, I could be an action guy, but it's like, nah, bro. Because even look at his involvement in Expendables 3. Yeah, he was in it for a hot minute. Then he was laid up in the hospital for the whole movie. So and I think that was right around the time he got that America's Got Talent gig. So he's like, look, man, I ain't messing up my money.
Right. No, and I can't blame him.
He's a big dude. Very few people can be his stunt man. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
He's like, nah.
No, I totally get that. So for me, if I was to rate the movie out of what's a better scale? You think 10 out of 10 or out of 5 is a better scale? What do you guys think?
5.
Yeah, we go 5 out of
10
5.
has so much wiggle room and whatnot.
Yeah.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
So for me, I would give it probably a 3.5. It's
Okay.
good, but it's not like memorable, like, oh my God, I must see it again or anything.
Is it
like
theater
that.
worthy, or is it something that
Yeah.
you would just
Oh
wait?
yeah.
You would have waited.
Yeah.
Okay, so theater
Oh
worthy.
yeah,
Okay,
I
so
think it's theater
Okay.
worthy because the only reason I
Okay.
say it's theater worthy because I think you'll have a good time going to go see it. You're gonna laugh and you'll enjoy the action. It's definitely a movie for the fellas to go and see. I think you'll enjoy.
gotcha. Yeah,
Right.
because one in the movie I saw recently was Speak No Evil, which with James McAvoy.
I wanted to see that. How was that?
That was decent. The trailer basically gave you a blueprint of exactly what's going
Oh,
to happen, which again, you go to see it just to see his performance because McAvoy is always on point. Dude
mhm.
plays deranged psychopath very, very well. The issue I had with it was, like I said, it's very paint by numbers. You know, again, we're all brought up in movies and we've seen a bunch of
Mhm.
movies, but it was very paint by numbers in the sense of like, you saw the trailer. Oh, okay. Well, here's exactly how that's going to progress. And they didn't deviate very much. And even the quote unquote twist is like, I'm sitting there like, oh, no. I know exactly what it's about to. Here's what the reveal is going to be. And then I was 100% right. So it's like, damn. Okay.
Exactly.
So
No, I heard that.
it's not 100% theater worthy, in my opinion, just based
Mhm.
on like you're not going to get any huge like advantage of seeing this in the theater versus you catch it on streaming or Blu-ray or whatever.
Mhm.
So and this is one of the few that I don't even know if I'm going to buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. It's just, well, it's like it was okay. It's like you don't need to see it again type of film. But do
Mhm.
see it. It's just,
Mhm.
if I was going to rate it, it'd probably be like a low 3.
Oh,
Just in a sense. No,
okay.
and again, it's not a bad movie. It's just it's predictable,
Mhm.
Okay. Theater
so
worthy then. I think that's a better barometer. Theater worthy or
it's
wait to see
date
it.
it's date theater worthy. It's not straight
Oh,
go just check it out
okay.
theater worthy. Yeah.
Okay. I like that as a barometer. Say, is this a
Mhm.
good date movie?
Yeah.
Is this a movie you could go see by yourself and enjoy? Or is this just
Right.
something just wait, Netflix and chill maybe
Yeah.
type?
And then again, we have the advantage of Imagine's $5 Tuesdays or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
see it
100%.
then. See it then,
Yes.
basically.
See it then. Don't spend full
yeah,
price on this one. No,
no full price at all on that one.
okay, I heard that.
What's up to
Catching up in the
Minority
chat.
Games? Yeah, Minority Games snuck in.
Mhm.
Marcus
All the
Smith.
Marvel is there.
Yep, Fallen Marvel's in there. Hand of Omega, who was hanging out over on Catherine LaSalle's channel the other night, I believe.
Catherine LaSalle?
Oh, dude, she's a streamer that does like a lot of Star Wars related content. Not Carly King,
Oh,
Catherine
okay.
LaSalle. She's also a really talented artist as well. But
Mhm.
her and her husband do a stream. A lot of it's Star Wars centric, but I think they kind of branch out and do more of just general films and I think
Mhm.
she's deathly afraid of horror films, but she's going to do a set of horror
Mhm.
streams in October. So
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know, but
And
she was
returning
shouting
from the
out,
void
yeah. Oh,
is
there he
Daito.
is.
Hi. I don't know
Welcome
what
back.
happened. I mean, I guess I got hit with a multi-dimensional bomb and it just blew up half of my multi-dimensional. I mean, I got concepts of the internet.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I got
Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my
took
goodness.
a while to
I
get
love
Oh
there.
my
that. I
goodness.
love that. A concept of
Oh
an
my
internet. I
goodness.
love that.
Did,
That's a
did
really
Google
good one.
did Google mess you up or something weird with your router?
I don't know exactly what happened. You guys on my end just disappeared. I was just looking at myself and I said, what the fuck is going on?
Wow. Okay.
So I don't
So
know.
how long did it take for you to figure out that it was you and not us?
Just a few seconds because I looked at my phone and my phone was acting dumb. And
Okay.
the website I was on for trying to build my fucking car was acting
Okay.
weird too.
No,
So
I heard that.
let me move this out the way.
Oh, Minority Games, I guess just put
You just
himself
enlisted. I saw.
on the
Thank you
$20
for
tier.
your pledge.
Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
sir. Appreciate you.
Was that a sub on Twitch or was that onto the Patreon?
It's a Patreon, man.
It was a Patreon?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
Patreon follower.
Okay. So
Patreon
what
power.
which we need to update that by the way. It's
Oh,
been a while.
absolutely. Absolutely.
do-
but
we
if
do
y'all
that.
want to be awesome like Minority Games, jump over to that patreon.com/culture junkies.
So at the very least, for as long as you're on that $20 tier, your name will live in infamy on GQ's videos for sure. That's one thing.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
Mhm.
So your name will be in the lights. So real quick, guys, want to let the guys know about our kind of our little festivities that Simon Says missed out on Sunday. So we came over to Daito's house. Big Cream actually cooked us a very good meal of puerco pibil. If you guys have never had that, it's steamed pork with spices.
Slow roasted
It's
pork.
slow roasted pork.
It's a slow roasted pork.
Oh, and it was so good. Inspired by a little movie known as Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And Johnny Depp's character infamously would always say, to Antonio Banderas's
El
El
Mariachi.
Just
El
El.
Mariachi.
Just
L as he's known.
That means
You gotta taste this. This pork is so good. His pork is so good. I'll go back and I will shoot the cook because it's so good. Like it tips the balance. It creates an imbalance.
If they like Thanos,
It creates an imbalance. And we can't let this going out there. So I must go back there and shoot the cook.
And you know what? The first time we see him, he is wearing purple.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Good.
Yes, he
Dude.
is.
So he was CIA Thanos in that movie.
Yeah, yes, he was. But Matt, the movie was good, but the fellowship was even better.
Absolutely.
We ate. He made us some beans. He made us some rice, Matt. It was some good eating.
So
good
good.
eating.
So
good
good.
eating.
Yep.
We had
Cream may or may not still be alive.
Yeah, right. Because he certainly ain't in the chat. Ain't in the chat. Just saying. TBG Inferno just joined the Twitch channel, so thank you for that. Appreciate that. But no, we had plenty of Modelo. We had some couple of tequila shots rolling around with the limes. It was some good eating. We got to do that.
Absolutely.
It was good eating. Yeah. And Hand of Omega says, and I was off that day, so I think he's a little offended he didn't get the invite, but whatever.
It was half of a meeting, half of us eating.
Yes,
right.
Half meeting, half eating.
And it came up with the topic for today.
It sure did. And the topic for today is examples of actors who defy their range. I don't know. Do you want to talk about that, or you want to talk about Capcom Fighting Collection?
I think we should talk about that first.
Yeah, we talk about that first. Capcom.
All right, go ahead.
They can be tail end.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's interesting to look at actors and actresses, of course, that play against what you expect them to be. Obviously, there's been a lot throughout the years. The one that kind of inspired it, at least from my side of things, was when I saw Borderlands. I did see Borderlands in the theater when I was in Vegas. Kevin Hart played completely against what you expect him to be. When he played Roland, he played him just straight soldier, mercenary, doing his thing. It wasn't about the ha-has. It wasn't about him, yelling and screaming and being the way he normally is in like a lot of his other films. He played the character, and it was just like, dude's not bad. Like when he plays a serious character, he's not bad. So yes, all the jokes are Roland's supposed to be 6'4" and 250 solid muscle. Okay, whatever, fine. You either get The Rock or you get Terry Crews, or like one maybe that new dude from Rebel Ridge or whatever. But they got Kevin Hart, so it's like, okay, Kevin Hart worked for what they were doing. Funny enough, that Borderlands is actually on YouTube. Somebody threw the whole movie on YouTube. So
wow.
Again, and I'm not saying I'm
advocating
condoning
going to go see it.
But just the fact that I was came across that, I'm like, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
But yeah, that to me, that's a good. I like seeing actors do that, where it's like, and I don't want to take away everybody's examples, obviously, but Mork and Mindy, everybody knows Robin Williams as the funny guy, and I'll let Simon, because this was Simon Says it actually, so I'll let him tell it.
Well, I got two. One was Robin Williams, because like he definitely like shocked me when I heard about the 1 hour photo. I was like, wait, he's playing a serial killer / stalker? That's That's my dude. That Robert Williams was like, I grew up watching some of his stuff. I was, Mork and Mindy, Toys,
Toys was
Hook.
good.
Yeah, Toys was good.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was kind of shocking. And then I was actually, and this is kind of like not really recent, but I was watching what was it? Law and Order, the Special Victims Unit, and there was one episode when they had Martin Short. And of course, everyone knows Martin Short. He was kind of, the goofy comedy. He played a serial rapist in the actual,
Wow.
But it was like he was so methodical that he hit it really well. It was like he was all like nice and everything, but then in a flip of a hat, he flipped and he turned psychotic. It was like.
Mhm.
He had like this weird Joker smile. It was creepy as hell. I was like, okay, that was out of left field. I did not see that coming. That was like towards the end of the actual episode. I was like, when they figured out that it was him doing all this, I was like, damn.
That's cool.
Yeah. You had. I mean, I forgot what episode it was, but you would have to or what season. But if you would look it up, you would see it. It was like, man, it was like. I did not expect that from Martin Short.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one, unless Daito's got one. Go ahead, man. If you got one.
Well, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. When you saw him in Slam and Salmon, whatever, motherfucker. That was completely different what he's known for.
Yes.
Because he's not known for comedy.
Right.
And I thought he was fucking hilarious. When you usually see somebody who's not known for comedy doing something comedic, and then he started doing other stuff, mind you, after that, because he was in what was that, Ricky Bobby? Yeah, and I think he was in something else that I can't remember, but like he didn't start off doing comedy. He started off being like this, the big guy, the big tough dude, and all that. In fact, I think he was in Friday. He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, he was in Friday in the background.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a tough dude, even in that, even though he didn't say nothing. So seeing the non-comedic being comedic, like even Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. I sat through almost that whole entire movie
this day.
Didn't realize that was him.
So
towards the end of the movie, I was like, he looks good.
The greatest against type I have ever seen. Ever. Yeah. Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
See, I picked him out because of his eyes. Tom Cruise has some intense blue eyes, and it's just like, when he stares, it's just like, bro, stop looking through me. That's scary as hell. That's what it feels like. So, like, as soon as Les Grossman came on screen, I'm like, oh, that's Tom Cruise. And again, because him and Stiller are good friends, so it's like, who else is going to get him to do that? And then they said Tom Cruise wanted to do it that way. So, I was like, that's pretty cool. So definitely, Head of Omega, Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, does he count? I would not say that's so much against type. That's him playing a ridiculously talented actor that took it a step too far. To me, that's
he's been in comedies.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that's more or less him having just the talent, and it worked very well. If of course, the character he came up with. Right. But now, go ahead, Cheryl.
And like we were talking about in pre-show, when we were kind of finessing this topic and really thinking about it. I basically made that that comparison that literally you could say that getting cast against type and doing it well is showing their range, but this is not exactly what the topic is about. It's about them, people you didn't. It's like almost seeing the first example of them showcasing that range, because most actors, for the most part, they really kind of get typecast unless you break out of that mold within your first few projects. Like you think about who's a great example of someone that. Will Smith
has not. Will Smith, honestly, he's did Independence Day. We know his catalog. But when it really comes down to it, he, for me, has not had that moment of playing against what we expect Will Smith to be.
Correct. No,
he
that's true.
Skirts it with Mike Lowry, because Mike Lowry is foul mouth, a little bit not shady. But, he's willing to be a killer and all that, but he's still a cop.
Right.
He's still a good guy. Until I see Will Smith play a Denzel Washington and play a straight up villain, Will Smith is always just Will Smith playing Will Smith in whatever film.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I was speaking of? You just said it. I personally, and if it's out there, I haven't seen it. Denzel Washington doing anything funny or comedy.
Oh, I think
he's always been in dramas. Always been in dramas, some kind of dramas, action movies.
I have to think about it, but I think he has done that.
No, I think you're right because the close, and again, it was
a movie.
Was he in a Christmas movie?
No, but wasn't that movie with Robert Townsend a comedy? The Mighty something? I can't remember the name of it.
The Mighty Quinn.
Quinn.
I don't know if that was a comedy.
I could have sworn that was a comedy.
So he was in a movie with Bob Hoskins called Heart Condition. That was kind of like a comedy.
Yeah, that was kind of a comedy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
But
he was a ghost.
Some people consider him.
That was a crime mystery.
Okay.
Him and Mark Wahlberg in Two Guns is kind of like a comedic out.
It's comedy, but because I have that film. It's kind of comedy, but it's still Denzel being smooth Denzel. Like it's very hard to get. Once he did Alonzo in Training Day, that became Denzel that we expect.
So here you go for Denzel for sure. And it's a movie that not a lot of people really even think about him being in, but he was totally in it. And the cast is ridiculous. In 1993, there's this little movie called Much Ado About Nothing.
Okay.
That Denzel was in. And the cast, let me read off the cast to you. The cast had Emma Thompson, Keanu Reeves, Michael Keaton, Kenneth Branagh, Robert Sean Leonard. Dude, the cast was freaking stacked with a lot of like known actors, like big time known actors. Kate Beckinsale was in that movie as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah. What was the movie that Jim Carrey was in that was kind of like a
the number 7?
Yeah, 7. Okay, yeah.
It was a Dirty Harry movie because Jim Carrey was in a Dirty Harry movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, one of the old ones. Oh wow.
Yeah. One of the later one. I think it might have been the last one.
Wasn't the Deadpool?
Yeah, it was Deadpool.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
Because he was the rock star, if I'm not mistaken. That that was killed, I believe.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
He was a rock star.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. The one thing is, and who had brought it up? King Takeem. Jim Carrey in anything that isn't comedy, the number 7, and there was another one where I think Jim Carrey played like a killer, and he was terrifying. And I think that's a trend where you notice when comedians play against type, they're really good at it. A lot of them are really good at it.
Really, because like I said, with Martin Short, that whole thing. Yeah, because like he was very creepy at the end. Like I said, I was like, dude, if they wanted to, they could have cast him. And I was like, proponent it. They could have cast him as Mad Hatter. That would have been cool.
There was another role that Robin Williams is. I mean, he also played the criminal in an episode of Law and Order SVU, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember that one.
He was unbelievable in that one. And that was like this was before 1 Hour Photo. This was before Inside, and that's the other movie that people don't think about with him and Robert De Niro in Insomnia.
Oh, Insomnia is an amazing film.
Crazy, bro.
That was an amazing film. It was a film where Robert De Niro was playing a cop basically, and he was sent to Alaska to work a case.
I saw that. And it was like the 12-hour days or whatever. Or light time. I think I've seen that, but I don't remember it that well.
Insomnia was crazy.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Let's take a look at the chat before we move on a little bit more. Let's see. Is that TBG? Let's see.
Yeah, TBG Inferno. Yeah.
Yep, TBG Inferno. Denzel. Definitely. Let's see.
I think he's talking about what we were talking about. The heart condition.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Head of Omega brings up Adam Sandler's Punch Drunk Love.
That I saw that on the list.
Yeah,
I saw that on the list for him.
I'm sorry. Sharita Jackson is right. It was called The Number 23.
Yeah,
was the name of that film, not The Number 7. Cable Guy actually is another one that Head of Omega brings up. Now he was playing Jim Carrey comedy, but he was still crazy. Yes. He was still definitely like once you got to the end of that movie,
totally crazy.
Like, bro, it was crazy. But Cable Guy is another one that I really thoroughly enjoyed. That I've always liked that film. I always thought that was just the little hints and secrets they were throwing in there of like, yeah, this dude's crazy, and he's getting all of his stuff from TV. Was really cool. Yeah, Hand of Omega's right. Robin Williams was originally supposed to play the Riddler.
Really?
Well, I mean, he was in talks.
Yeah, they were doing Tim Burton was, I think, involved in the third Batman movie, but no, it was the second one, but they went with Penguin and what's the name, Catwoman, and they said, oh yeah, we'll slide you in the third one.
Yep. And of course,
again,
it never happened.
Hand of Omega, you're picking actors that have tremendous talent and range. We're talking about people you never expected from.
Yeah.
Good example. The Rock, when he was like one of his earliest roles, was as that gay enforcer in Get Shorty.
Be Cool.
Be Cool. I'm sorry, Be Cool. In Be Cool.
Yeah.
People raved about him in that movie because you never expected that from The Rock. For him to play a gay man, number one, but number two, to show kind of the acting chops that he did. Now, you can make the argument that we've never seen him really do that since then.
Nope.
But that's an argument for another day.
I mean, it was a different. You got to remember, it was a different time. It was very much a different time when Be Cool came out, and Be Cool was another movie that was stacked with talent.
Oh yeah.
But and King to King brings us up. Sam Jackson is every type, very much like Gary Oldman.
Exactly.
Gary Oldman is everybody that you ever need. Gary Oldman can play him.
There's literally nothing that man can't do.
But he did. But he did get Arnold in there though. That's kind of like with Twins. I think that was his first. Wasn't that his first comedy movie?
Twins?
Yeah. Or was it?
Yeah, I think it was Twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Twins
because he did Junior after Twins.
Okay.
Because that was that line when he was trying to get away from being just the big muscle guy. Now, granted, he still played the big muscle guy in that film. He just played, a very intelligent big muscle guy.
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito did most of the comedy heavy lifting anyway.
That's some comedy.
But Twins was another solid movie though. That movie was fun.
I haven't seen that in a while. I'm gonna have to put that on my my Lego building list.
So
that is the background.
One that I had for sure, actually, and this is an example of how playing against type can kind of go wrong, and how it can actually even ruin careers. No one's gonna forget Elizabeth Berkley coming off of Saved by the Bell, turning stripper in Showgirls.
Oh,
like she was trying to shed, and this happens all the time with child stars, and they try and show that they're grown up and and play different roles. So she decided to be a stripper and kind of like even bear it all on the screen. One of Hollywood's only NC-17 movies.
Still never seen it, and I have it over there somewhere.
Bro, like I saw it because I was curious, obviously, but the movie was terrible.
That's what everybody says is terrible. So I can expect it to be terrible, but part of me wants to watch it just to say I've seen it.
Yeah, 100%. The movie.
I've interviewed some of the women that were in that movie over time. Yeah, Mason Marconi was definitely one of the highlight interviews. She was one of the background dancers or whatever you want to call them. Josh Brolin and Sin City is what Minority Games is throwing out there.
So that's a good one. But Josh Brolin, I feel like, is another dude that has kind of some range.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, I'm trying to remember if Josh Brolin's been in a comedy.
Goonies.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean,
it's not really a comedy. It's more of an action.
For one, it's not really a comedy, in my opinion. For two, that's before he had a reputation or a type. So I'm not granted. I mean, realistically, you could look at it. He was playing the tough older brother.
Yeah.
So I mean, he wasn't necessarily playing funny because he was it's whatever. Goonies was obviously a classic though.
King to King. That's a terrible option to list Wesley Snipes and Passenger 57. That's literally Wesley being Wesley, bro. That's literally him being. Now, if you had picked
wait,
Wong Fu.
If you had picked Tu Wong Fu, that's different. Totally different.
Yeah,
that was really out of.
But I think that was his first. Well, no, That was
what?
his first solo movie, though. If you think about it.
Wait, Passenger 57.
Passenger 57.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not out of like character. Of
Yeah,
an
that's
action
that's
star.
that's his character. That's
Yeah,
his
that's
straight
it.
up
That's
We're
literally
just
what
talking about
smooth
the-
action guy.
like
Yeah, I'm
him,
like-
John Leguizamo, and freaking
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick
But
Swayze.
But he did Wildcats before. He did
Mhm.
what was it?
Major League.
Major
He
League.
did Major League.
Yeah. So I
He
mean,
did, I think he did Demolition Man as well. So,
but that was
before he
that
did
was like
Two on Foot.
I think that was like after. Yeah, it was before 2 on 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely before 2-1 Fu.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But again, that works as against type for basically everybody. Ving Rhames actually
Baby
did
Boy?
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
He
no,
did
not Baby Boy. Not Baby Boy. He did
He did like
it was a role where he dressed up as a woman.
Yeah, I remember that one. I can't remember the name of it. I knew you were talking about too.
Yeah. But
Carrie
again,
Fisher.
and a lot of people have their qualms about that, and it's just like not everybody that's put on a dress has been, had problems being, getting roles or what. So I don't know. It's Cat Williams had a lot to say about that, but
He sure did.
That's what
My
I
man
think.
is turning profit into 2024, isn't he?
I think it's a hilarious how when you talk about stuff like that. But if you go back and watch actors, they weren't forced to do it. Like the Wayans brothers weren't forced to do it when they did White Chicks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody was forced. They saw these roles and like, look, I'm gonna express my acting abilities.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but there's a lot of white dudes that got in the dresses, and I don't think they were forced.
Right.
Right.
King Takeem brings up Mark Wahlberg in The Big Hit. That still, to me, is Mark Wahlberg being Mark Wahlberg. Now, his Hitman persona was really cool, but that's still Mark Wahlberg being Mark Wahlberg for me.
So I was going to say Mark Wahlberg, it would be hard to say it's against type, but literally his first movie, Fear, was maybe probably his best performance doing almost anything. But it's hard to say that's against his type because he kind of flipped it since then, right?
Yeah, and well, not only that, that was his first acting role, so he was probably trying to shed the Marky Mark image anyway. The underwear model and rapper and all that. So he probably was trying to get, just like The Rock did. The Rock tried to do a lot of dramatic stuff early in his career, and some of it is actually pretty good. Like I liked him in obviously in Walking Tall. I thought that was pretty cool. Which is,
I love
based
that
on based on a true story and all that other sort of thing.
Gridiron Gang.
Yeah, Gridiron Gang was pretty cool. And then what was that one? Snitch. Snitch was a good one. Which also had my man that plays
right?
No. That's Snatch. Snitch had The Rock and my man that plays the Punisher were in it.
Thomas Jane.
No, the other dude. The
Berthal.
John Berthal?
Yeah, Berthal.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a movie where basically like his son
with the prison.
He goes to prison and the Rock has to basically do like a drug run for the feds basically to ensnare a big drug kingpin in Mexico or something like that. It's a good film. It was actually pretty solid. So
okay, so Takeem is bringing up Keanu in Point Break. So that would be the first instance of him breaking against type because
he only had one type though.
He only
had
one.
That was Bill and Ted.
Yeah, he had Bill and Ted. That was literally it. That's all he had.
Now, if you would have saw what was it, Always Be My Maybe, and seeing Keanu Reeves as Keanu Reeves going on a date in that movie where he was like this rich, out of touch, like kind of asshole person. Because Keanu Reeves never went back to Bill and Ted. He never did anything Bill and Teddy ever again. He was
except for the third one they did.
The third one.
They did the third one.
Excuse me. That's right. Forgot about it. I did see it, and I still forgot about it.
I still haven't seen it.
Here's where Keanu broke it for me. Matrix, and then he did it again for John Wick. Because it was very hard to shake that Bill and Ted image of Keanu. Yeah. Even when he played John Harker in Dracula, it's like, dude, you still sound like freaking Bill and Ted right now, bro. It's like it doesn't fit. And then once Neo came around, it was like, okay, the character's written as kind of like an everyman who suddenly gets powers. And then John Wick, he seems like that nice dude until like you kill his dog, it's over.
it's hard for me with Keanu, right? The only reason I say that is because if you think about Keanu, there was traces of Neo there when he did Speed, and Speed was an absolutely fantastic action.
But Speed felt like an extension of Point Break.
I'll give you that. I will 100% give you that.
I'll give you that too.
But if you're saying Neo because him being able to believably pull off all of the kung fu moves and shit that he did in the Matrix, 100%. I got hands down. I get it.
But again, he has that background though. We just don't. Again, we don't know that he has that background because he didn't show it off in any of his other stuff really.
Okay, and Takeem, John Leguizamo and Romeo and Juliet, Balthazar is still the man. Them guns, guns,
dude.
Balthazar is not who he played. He played Tybalt.
My bad. I'm thinking of Balthazar. But
messing
the
up
guns
you're messing up your Montagues and Capulets,
my Montagues and Capulets. Yeah, dude, the guns that man had.
Yes, man, the guns again.
Freaking amazing.
No,
I'm not even
saying it wrong. They were his swords.
Yep. I'm not even a gun enthusiast, but I would buy a collection of all the guns from that film. Those the designs they came up with look so good. It was like, bro,
unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable.
That was another just we all grew up with because we're all old heads. We all grew up with the Leo Zeffirelli version of Romeo and Juliet in high school. If they would have had that one, the one that would, Leo and John Leguizamo and everybody as the one that you could see in high school back in the day, I would have knew that, man. I would have knew that book frontwards and backwards with no problem. Because that movie was amazing.
Woody Harrelson and Natural Born Killers. I go with
that's an excellent.
That's a great one. Hold on.
Hand of Omega.
Highlight that. Hand of Omega. Look at Hand over there.
It's an excellent one.
I was my bad.
And TBG Inferno actually brought up too Heath Ledger as the Joker as a complete winning.
For a lot of people. I knew him from some of his other acting stuff. When he announced it, I'm like, he's gonna do well. A lot of people are like, yeah, that guy from What's Eating Gilbert Grape. It's like, no, bro.
But that shows the range that he's got, right?
Yeah.
Doing those types of difficult films, like What's Eating Gilbert Grape, shows exactly how you could, like, because you think about What's Eating Gilbert Grape had a young and stupidly talented Leonardo DiCaprio. You had an incredibly talented Johnny Depp, and you had a really talented Heath Ledger. Like, when you see that one movie, what? I know, because we're younger. When we were younger, that's not the type of movie we would have even had
not at all
halfway an interest in, right?
I watch it now.
Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely. It's one of those, like, you'll appreciate it now because, like, we're looking at it with more mature eyes, thought patterns, and all that other good stuff. Back then, that didn't fit into explosions and action and all the fun stuff that we liked. So,
well, see, and Hand of Omega is bringing up something about Heath Ledger. Was Heath Ledger known as a type before his turn as a Joker? Yeah, he was known as a very versatile actor. That's why he doesn't have a type. He could. His looks make you want to cast him as something,
like the teen movies. That's what his
like
was.
What is
he
it?
Did Nice Tale. He did
About You. About You, right?
I did see.
Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You, and also Nice Tale. Nice Tale. That was another good movie that I just liked it just because the vibe of the movie was cool as hell. I like the vibe of the whole movie. Like,
but
Nice
he
Tale was really cool.
But all his movies that he was cast in, he was cast as like either like the troubled teen or like the pretty boy.
And absolutely.
And then when the Joker, it was like, okay, this is like totally different typecast. Played literally the most iconic villain in DC history.
King Takeem says it right there. Heath was the handsome dude, basically, in a lot of the stuff he did. So him being the Joker and playing it as well as we all saw him do was a shock. But again, at the time when it was announced, oh hell no, the blah blah blah, this and that, blah blah blah, and then it's very similar to going to another Batman thing. Michael Keaton as Batman. Michael Keaton's turn as Batman is kind of
everyone was like down on him though.
Batman, absolutely. Mr. Mom,
Mr. Mom, all they can think of.
All they can think of.
Yep. Like what? Because Michael Keaton was Mr. Mom. He was the guy in Gung Ho. He was a comedy actor. Like that's literally what he was.
Absolutely. But him playing Batman worked. So to me, that to me is somebody going against, and again, another comedian. So it's like if you want to get some good against type, just start hiring comedians, man. Because look at Marlon. Matter of fact, speaking of Marlon Wayans in Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream.
Dude,
he was
that-
great.
That performance was
That
like,
whole movie. That
oh yeah, the whole movie was
The whole movie was
yeah,
amazing.
was crazy.
Like the whole movie was amazing. But yes, Marlon
Mhm.
Wayans in Requiem for a Dream was amazing. And then you see him in if you didn't know him as more than just one of the Wayans brothers, the comedy from the legendary comedic family, seeing him in Bel Air as Will's dad.
Yeah. That's
Amazing
big.
shit.
Yeah,
Amazing
I need to
shit.
see that because I heard
Yeah.
that was really really well done. Because obviously
amazing shit.
we all grew up. Oh, nice. That looks good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's you
Yeah,
said that's a
that's nice,
Supra.
Yeah, it's a Toyota Supra.
Like,
Oh,
I got
nice.
the Lego official
Bruce
one over
Willis.
there. I should go grab
Cream.
it. and
I
compare it
love
to.
that. I love that actually. Best example is Noriyuki Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid. Because
Yeah.
literally, Pat Morita was a comedian. That's
Yeah.
all he was. Like
Mhm.
literally, he was a comedian. And in him being Mr. Miyagi, a beloved role of a lifetime.
Bruce Willis
And-
was doing comedy shows too. He was doing comedy
Oh,
TV.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
like Moonlight.
Yeah, Moonlight.
And I think part of the problem with even picking Bruce Willis is in Moonlighting, he was as David Addison, he showed his range in that one show.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you had watched Moonlighting from beginning to end, you would have said, "Oh, this dude can do anything." Like
Mhm.
this dude literally can do anything. He can be serious and he can flip to comedy on a dime.
The one
Like,
movie that I really liked him in was Hudson Hawk.
That
Yeah.
was a
a lot
love
of
that
people didn't
movie.
like that
Yeah.
movie either.
Hudson Hawk was solid, bro. That was one of those movies I wish they could have did a sequel to that. Like that movie
Mhm.
was just a
Mhm.
solid movie.
it
for
didn't
him.
do well in the theater.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
know.
bombed out.
I think it
And
bombed.
again, but as a
It
kid,
bombed out.
I loved that movie though.
Mhm.
Yeah, me too.
It's just one of those things. But like, I don't know. And obviously, he does his turn in Die Hard and becomes the action guy that we all know and love.
Mhm.
Some of us didn't see him in Fifth Element until we just.
I'll wear that for forever. I'll
Yes, you
wear that
will.
for forever.
Yes, you
Yes,
will.
I will. I will.
But,
No, it was a great movie.
it's-
Again, Hudson Hawk is a cult classic. Just like for me, the Last Last Boy Scout is a
Yeah.
cult classic. I
That-
fucking love that movie.
that-
Joe
that
Hollenbeck
right there.
is an amazing character, bro.
And I think that's the first time I saw Damon Wayans as a non-comedic like
Yes.
role, if I remember
Yes.
correctly. I was like,
That's true.
and seeing his chops. I really wish those Marlon, he shows his chops on everything.
So-
But like,
Yeah.
Hey, here's one for TBG Inferno, right? Tom Hanks was like that early in his career as well. He
He's a
was the
comedian.
guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally was that until he did Philadelphia.
Yeah.
More recent one, Chris Rock in Spiral. But Chris Rock actually gets a lot of kudos in Fargo. His character in the TV series Fargo.
Oh, see, I haven't watched the TV series. I've only
Yeah.
seen the movie.
Yeah. But even
Okay.
that, right? You think of Chris Rock as the comedic guy, but you look at him in New Jack City when he was the fucking crackhead. That was like the first thing you saw him really against type when he was crackhead.
yeah.
But then you also see him in it was right on the tip of my tongue. I just had
Was
it.
that completely against type? Because he played a crackhead and I'm gonna get you
It's
Sunday
like-
as well.
He did.
Okay.
That was
And I'm
really
not- and
cracky.
Okay, maybe
He
not.
just wanted some ribs.
Oh,
Yeah. Can I
uh,
do it?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
That was funny.
Okay, he might not have been a crackhead. He was definitely a dealer. He was
Yeah.
something. But man,
Yeah.
put that
But
knot out like
I also
It tastes
I
for
also
100.
think
He was
of,
in Lethal Weapon. Was it Lethal Weapon 4?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
playing a
we-
cop.
As a cop,
Yeah.
though.
Still comedic though. Still
Yeah.
Yeah,
comedic.
still comedian.
So
Because
I'm
him and Joe
thinking
Pesci had that
of-
back and forth,
yeah,
I'm thinking also of Chris Rock in when he was guest starring in Empire. When he was in jail,
Yeah.
when he was in
Yeah,
jail
watch
with
that.
playing against Terrence Howard's Lucius Lyon. He was a guy that Lucius had crossed back in the day in the hood, and he was running shit in the jail. He was
Mhm.
not comedic at all in that role.
And again, like I said, and I think that's almost become the theme of this. When comedians decide to turn off that comedy side and
Mhm.
delve into all of the pain and stuff that emotionally they're
Mhm.
pulling from to get their comedy,
Yeah,
their acting is usually top notch, man.
incredibly.
Oh, that looks good. That looks really
Because
good.
if you
in
think
the
about
face.
it, right, comedians are good at this because if you think about it, comedians are kind of chameleons. And when they're having to do these skits, they're having to do a lot of different stuff, right? And they
Yeah.
always have to get into different mindsets in order to play. So if anything, you would think comedic actors are probably the most talented actors around. Possibly, you could think about it.
Can
Because
be.
Would
they
you
could
consider
literally do anything.
Definitely.
would you
consider
consider
what?
Jamie Lee Curtis because she's been in all types of like she's basically the screen queen.
Everything. Okay, starting as a screen queen,
Mm-hmm.
moving into like the sexy bombshell, like in
Mhm.
when she was in Trading Places and
Yeah.
even in True Lies,
Yeah,
right?
True Lies, yeah.
But then you morph it to Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which she was really good in as well.
Yeah.
I can see that. But again, that's more of a testament to her range as opposed to she's playing against type.
Has Tom Hanks ever really played a villain?
Not that I can
I want to
remember.
say
What's that?
yes.
Well, didn't he do it in that what was that movie the Wachowski brothers? He did. He was a villain in one. It
Oh,
was like,
you're talking about that when it was like multiple stories about people,
yeah.
like the same
played-
soul over different lifetimes or something.
Yeah, he played
Cloud
a
Atlas?
villain. Cloud
Yeah.
Atlas, yeah.
Cloud Atlas.
Yeah. He was a villain in one of the stories in that movie.
I mean, I guess that counts. I'm
thinking.
thinking of it just like he's the
It's
villain
like-
of the film.
Yeah,
You know,
but
but no, it'd be interesting to see.
You could say Monique and Precious, though I didn't watch Precious. She
That
was never.
was a fantastic
Yeah,
example
yeah.
of playing against type.
I mean, I have it over there, but I haven't watched it.
King to
Because-
King brings up Jamie Foxx in Collateral. Almost because he still was kind of comedic. I think Tom Cruise in Collateral is the against type of that film because he played a straight up serial killer. Not really a serial killer, you know, he was a hired assassin, but he played him very much like a sociopath.
Yeah.
So, you know, I that's another movie that I really enjoyed and had a pretty damn packed cast in it. You know, freaking Mark Ruffalo was in that movie.
So
Sure was.
So some people, I went to a Reddit thread to pull up some villains that that Tom Hanks has played. When he played the Colonel in Elvis, because the Colonel kind of was a villain.
Are you talking about Elvis, the one that had Kurt Russell Elvis?
No, the most recent one that they just did.
Was he playing like a record executive or something?
The Colonel was essentially Elvis's manager, director, and everything. Kind of.
But see,
like,
I don't
playing a
see
real
that
life
as
guy.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see that as a
He's playing a
villain.
real life
It's like
guy,
he's
yeah.
a you know he's a guy that's supposed to be business trying to get money from people. So of course he's gonna be a little bit sleazy or what. I don't count that as straight villainous.
So some people said him playing Sherman McCoy in Bonfire of the Vanities, but that's an adaptation of a book. So I don't know necessarily.
I don't know. Now, Hand of Omega brings up the one that we initially had discussed in early on, Gary Oldman. I see Gary Oldman as not really necessarily having a type. Now, granted, he played a lot of villains for a while, but he doesn't have a type, so to speak. It's like he's the true chameleon of actors.
Supposedly he's supposed to play Dumbledore or something like that in Harry Potter, which is
I
weird.
can see that.
Except for he's not done any comedy that I can recall.
Who, Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
I'd almost put Fifth Element.
Yeah,
because
John he was funny as fuck.
Emmanuel Zorg was funny. He was dark humor funny.
Yeah,
but he was funny.
But he was that part was that I hate warriors. Know what I like is a killer.
No. Yeah, he's like no. He said I don't like. He said mercenaries. Yeah, he's like I don't like mercenaries. What I do like though is killing. Died in the world, cold-blooded, clean, methodical. Now, a real killer, when he first looked at the MX, would have looked first. He would have been like, "What? That's about the little red button at the
bottom of the gun."
That
favorite line.
Great,
that was my favorite line, man. Because like I was
movie.
that was the first thing I said. Was like when I saw it, I was like, "What's that red button?"
Hey. So I mean that's and again we could definitely revisit this. I appreciate all of the help and everything from the chat. You guys have been amazing and awesome.
Awesome.
Last quick topic because we only got a few minutes left. I picked up the Marvel Versus collection matter of fact, it was last I want to say Thursday or whatever day that was that they dropped it. It's not bad. it for a hands-on, it's a good collection. It's $50. You get 8 games in it, which are ranged from all the Marvel versus games, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. Unfortunately, 3 is not in there. That's not something that they were going to be able to swing.
Doing the
It was
Punisher.
an
You
emulation.
could leave that out permanently, in my opinion.
No, 3 wasn't. 3 has its uses. It's just I just didn't like it overall.
coaster?
But
Because I
No,
returned that
3
shit within 3 days.
bro, you should have kept it because the original version of 3 is worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
Before
hindsight.
Ultimate
being
I
came
think
out.
I only have the Ultimate one. I don't have the
Yeah.
original one.
But it's also got X-Men Children and the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Punisher. The only drawback for some people, not for me, is it's the arcade ports, it's the original arcade versions. You can switch between Japanese and English, which is pretty cool. But some people were complaining that you can't go between the different revisions. I'm like, bro, you couldn't have an online if you're having all of these different people playing multiple different revisions of the games. So. As a collection, it's not bad. The rumor is in Europe, the Switch version is a box with a code in it only
So
for the quote unquote physical one that's dropping in November. I personally am still going to get the physical version to back it up because I don't trust them for the digital versions because they'll just delist it eventually when that license runs out. And let's say if God forbid I have to wipe my hard drive on my system, I won't be able to re-download it. Probably they'll probably find some workaround. We can't put it out there no more. It's like whatever.
That's gonna happen.
So
100%.
yes.
100%. All right, y'all. That just about does it for our show this week. I want to thank everybody again for coming out and joining us and supporting us. If you would like to follow us on some of our other socials, come and find us on Facebook, facebook.com/culturejunkies.net, or whoever, if you haven't already, especially to our new follower, TBG Inferno, come and join us over on our YouTube channel where you'll find replays of this, and you'll also find videos of GQ's immaculate collection that he has all over his little dungeon over there. Believe me, what you see on his walls, that is only a smidgen of
it's but a fraction of our power.
exactly that is only but a fraction of what he's got in his collection. Somebody throw the link in the chat over there on Twitch and everywhere so you can go and find his newest videos. A new video is coming this Friday, is it not?
Yes, sir. New one is going to be dropping.
Any hints
nope.
on what?
No. You just gotta wait and see.
Not even a genre. Is it video game, movie related?
No, it's sideshow. It's another sideshow thing. I am waiting on a part, not a part really, but I'm waiting on another sideshow piece to pair along with a very, very big sideshow piece that I already have. So that'll be one upcoming, and maybe on this, when I finish that one and getting ready to drop that one, I'll drop it in the show. So you guys might even have a little clip of it from the show, for the show rather.
Indeed.
So that's our YouTube right there. The Culture Junkies. Did it just go at? What the really?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's the way people find it now. It's
okay.
At Culture Junkies, yeah.
That's new.
Yeah, it is. But
right.
Cool. So that is our show for this week. Thank you all for joining us, and make sure you come back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, for another episode of Culture Junkies Live. From my friends, the great Adakuji and Simon Says and GQ, I am Kenshiro. See you guys next week. Have a good one. Happy birthday to me, Friday, 46th birthday. All that.
Oh, yeah. Happy early.
46.
So 46. Yeah, I know, getting older, but hey, I don't look it. I get all of the platitudes from people that they look at me like, wait a minute, you're 46. What are you talking about? It's like, what? You got 3 grown kids? What? No way. Anyway, see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.